Thank you very much, Ashwin and Mr. Bajaj. Such a privilege.
My pleasure to be here.
And I've heard you from the other side, as in when I was in Mahindra and with Mahindra Finance Board. So we used to kind of see what is happening and take a lot of cues from you. So it's a pleasure today interacting with you. When they asked me to moderate, I was delighted. So let me just jump straight in. I'm not going to talk about COVID because we are living through that period. But what I do, and I think this is the new normal, but what I do want to ask you is to give our audience, which is consisting of CIO and CXOs, what do you see the next 1 decade? What would be the key success factors for growth, sustenance, and growing big in this environment too?
Yeah, I think, COVID period, and we are not supposed to talk about it, but has been fantastic for the digital world and for all those people who come in from this side. So I think all the CIOs and CTOs have seen the importance of technology and how technology has got, I'm saying fast tracked. So I think we are today sitting where we otherwise would have been after 5 to 10 years. The kind of adoption of technology that has happened in the last 1.5 years is unprecedented. Like you could not have imagined a company which is working in a blended manner where people can be anytime, anywhere. And those things used to happen, but we always used to think, okay, this is not the most productive way to work, or you can't get that level of productivity. But today, the technology has come up, tools were already there, and we can be anywhere, anytime, and we can be working. And look at what we are doing today, maybe a Zoom or these other technologies. Today, virtually meeting anybody, anytime, anywhere is possible. So whole technology has got fast track. Everybody is ordering online. Everybody is looking at online. Everybody wants some amount of online support. It's also changed the way people behave, is because people today have become they are not used to having that much social interaction. So that's my feeling, where that is also driving the technology forward. Like, today due to COVID, we were only meeting very close friends, or we were meeting only family. So people are not very comfortable meeting strangers, and that is actually changing and it's increasing. So that has also driven the technology, where the person is saying, okay, let me do it myself. Even if I have to fill up a form, if I have to do something, or even if you're doing it for me, do it online. So, the collaborative browsing and other stuff has come up really fast. So I think, guys, you're going to be in a very fast-tracked mode for the next 5 to 10 years. Let me just say, and everybody has to upgrade their knowledge, because the world is changing so fast. The technology is coming so quickly that everybody will have to upgrade themselves. And that's the big challenge for our CTO, CIOs, that it's time that, since things have started moving too fast, the normal pace of upgrading yourself is not going to do, and we'll need to fast track that.
That's a very, very important message for the CIOs there. But going back to one question, saying, if you look at your fin service business, I'm just taking that for an example, and saying, what do you see in the next 1 decade? What are the key success factors of, say, that industry, or industry in general? What do you see going forward? So all the CIOs will come from various walks of life. Some of them will be in financial services, some in tech itself, some in basic industry like auto and so on. So if they were to look forward to the next 10 years from a business perspective, not from an IT, so how do you see it? So would you start with a financial services 10-year roadmap?
Yeah, so see, I look after Bajaj Capital. So, on Capital, we have about 1.5 million people who have invested through us, or who work through us, or who have who have transacted with us. We are sitting on their data. So what for us, the most important thing is data analytics. That, analyzing the data and understanding what these people are about and how can we serve them better. And today on our own client, we are getting data from so many other sources. Today, data is available in the market, and how your people are interacting, how they are behaving. So it's not, you're not only dependent on your own organization for data. You're also getting a huge amount of data from other sources. So how do you plug it in? How do you create customized offers for them? How do you meet into their lifestyle or life? Also for us, another focus has been more moving from transactional products to planning. Because earlier it was that, okay, I'm not doing planning, or I'm just buying something. But now what we are trying to do is make it a more holistic, that, okay, what is your plan in life? What is your goal in life? How can you help you achieve that plan and goal? And what has happened in the last 1.5 years, and this is a major thing for us, is helping people build a second income. Because we have realized that people can't be just dependent on work income. Those of us who are lucky have seen growth during the COVID times, and that's a lot of us. But there are a lot of people who have suffered also, and there was a lot of uncertainty in between for everyone. So that uncertain period, people realize that, look, my investments, or my, I need to, even at any level, I need to have a family office, which is where I have some amount of money which is giving me regular income. So helping people achieve those goals, helping people build those things. So that has been our core focus. And I think that that's where, so people are going to move from products to solutions. And, overall, people are, just going to be looking at more value, because today's people voice is heard. And so you have to be very careful about the net promoter score. The customer experience has become huge. So our team is spending a huge amount of time on various tools to see what was the person trying to do, where did he get stuck, why didn't the transaction go through, what's going wrong, is the person clicking on one part of the website, does that mean they're expecting something? Also, another thing that we have also brought up is design thinking. That earlier we used to develop our products and then take them to the market. But today, even my technology team is involved in design thinking, where we try to go and talk to people, we clear our mind, and we try to understand from them what do they want. And then we design a product or solution around that. So I think whole customer centricity, data analytics, trying to design products for the people, using AI, ML, auto engagement. Like earlier, the whole customer journey used to happen on the flow. Today, customer journey is designed to a certain manner. If this guy does this, then this is what the automatically will happen. This will get popped up, and this is so. Today, customer journeys have become much more advanced, and that's what we are. That's the way forward for us.
Thank you, Mr. Bajaj. It's indeed good to see you start with the NPS, which is customer centricity, and then how to remove pain points and get them to excited. And you talked about data and so on. So now let me turn the question slightly. Maybe this is the other side. IT organizations have been generally seen to kind of do. If you have a journey in an organization called enable, enhance, and engender. Enable, we all understand, enhances, improve it, and engender is creating new business model. And businesses are trying to create new business models around all things that you said. Where can IT organizations support this, and how can they be partner in this progress that you painted as a picture for next 10 years?
See, I have a belief that, earlier we had seen a lot of people from sales, marketing becoming CEOs. And then there was a trend for accountants or the finance people to become CEOs. Future, we are going to see that, the CIOs and CTOs becoming CEOs of normal organizations. That has always been happening on IT and tech organizations, but we had not seen that happening in the normal organizations. So today, these CIOs, CTOs are not only a part of the tech part, but they are part of the overall strategy of an organization, because tech has become sort of a bread and butter, or it's become the blood that is keeping everything alive. And that is over a period of time that is getting more and more important. So, so for me, today their role is very crucial. They have to be involved in every aspect of the business. Today, my CIO, CTO are involved in the strategy meetings. They are involved in almost all my meetings. They are there because at the end of the day, whenever there is a, even when we are doing a product strategy, we have to build a tech strategy around it. Also, so today they have become almost like, part of your life. And I think that's going to be really amazing for these guys because it helps them become overall leaders. And that's where, today if we are having a HR meeting also, that look, these are the challenges. You will have your tech team sitting and, okay, this is what we can do, this is what we should be doing. Today there is so much amazing technology even on that side of trying to bring in the right people, or if there is a boom in the IT industry where recruitment is becoming more of a challenge and a lot of people are getting a lot of opportunities. But then your tools today are supporting you to be, come up to that challenge and to be able to hire even more people with much more productivity at much, so I think technology team today has to mentally understand that they are going to become like a true leadership or management where they have to be involved and be part of every aspect of the organization.
So very, very, very deep kind of thoughts to say that where they are playing. So almost I realized one term which I heard, Intel Insight. So IT is the new Intel Insight for every organization, every organizational function. But at the same time, they've not as yet made the grade. In a sense, if you heard, you mentioned all the stuff that was part of my thought process, but you already mentioned it, Sanjeev. So for example, you said that, earlier it was engineers and now it is then time for CIOs. Okay, so that's great to hear. But what is that they need to do in order to grab that opportunity? Is there some things that they need to change or they need to improve on or they need to do more of in order to be successful in this era?
See, I think the capability is definitely there with these people. They are very smart, they're very sharp, they're working on the cutting edge. But, there was a lack of belief that I can't do this or I can't be, because what is happening is that, our tech world is like a T20 world. Every ball things change.
Yeah.
So people are so busy in their own world that they never used to go out, and they always used to feel, I have so much learning to do here only. Why should I even bother what is happening on HR, or what are the challenges on recruitment, or what are the challenges on accounts or finance? So at the end of the day, they would take on the projects when they were required, but they would not get involved on a day-to-day basis. So today, the tech team needs to understand that, look, we are the lifeblood of an organization. And what these guys need to do is they need to be involved in all. And they need to enhance their knowledge beyond technology, core technology, to a complete leadership program. So, I would recommend, if you can, then do some leadership programs. It will really help you be part of projects, be a part of strategy groups. And this change will happen. See, this change today, Mr. Parthasarathy, is inevitable because technology in 1.5 years is part of every aspect of your business. So it is very, very likely the next range of leaders is going to come from here. And what these guys, I think one core skill that these guys need to learn is, which I feel other things they will keep learning, is that one, managing people, which they anyway do, because today managing tech staff is very, very difficult. Number two, understanding your numbers. So where, you have to understand the numbers of the organization. And finally is understanding sales. That's where I find that's the biggest challenge for the techies. But today your online sales have gone through. So if they get involved a little bit on the sales also, and which is happening also because of the digital marketing becoming a big part of things. So where, so tech teams are playing part, they're trying to get involved, they understand data analytics. So what is happening? So if they understand the sales part, I think is the final frontier for them. So if a person can give a confidence, look, I can lead sales too, in addition to everything else, then the doors will be open for them.
That's very good in terms of key elements which can make. I used to joke when I was part of the sales as stealing, pulling, or feeling, selling ke siwa life mein hai kya? So, everything is based on how you sell. So you brought that out live, saying that, they have to be salespeople and they also have to understand sales very clearly is something that you do. So, but if I change that a little bit to this and say stealing, pulling, or feeling ke siwa life mein hai kya? What are the softer aspects of life that the CIOs have to focus on? And you did mention some in terms of managing people, yeah, but that is also a hard and a soft part. Is there anything that they have to prepare? For example, tell my accountant friends that you are very good at numbers, but are you good with presentation? So can you please improve? CA teaches you many things, but doesn't teach you how to communicate. So what is that in IT people that you think that we need to kind of think about, improve, so that the C-suite becomes a reality faster?
I think they are, other things, they are already facing those challenges and they are, doing a great job there. So I think one, as I have already said, is sales. Like, today, a lot of IT people are scared of sales. Yeah. And it is okay, I can't do selling, selling is not a part of my this. But if you look at any IT leader at some time or other was heading a business or was heading a profit center or was heading a sales book. So if you look at anybody who's made that cut, so please don't be scared of sales. Okay? So at the end of the day, it's a very important, normal part of life. And you have to understand that that's the most important part. The second second thing I'll say is that understand the numbers. There are a lot of, technology people says, I don't understand the numbers or I don't understand the accounts. I don't understand the books. Now that's that. Look, if you want to be a leader, you can't be saying those things. Yeah. So these are the two things. So I will say sales and numbers. Like these are the final frontiers for our CIOs, because at the end of the day, as a holistic leaders, whether you like it or not, you have to manage these both things.
Absolutely. I want to, Mr. Bajaj, introduce Bajaj Capital. So, and say, if Bajaj Capital was trying to do 3 big things in the next 10 years, what would be those 3 big things that you will think about? I'm just asking you because I want each one of them to think about the 3 big things they will want to do. And that should give a spinner for them to start in this journey of leadership that you just now pointed out.
So 3 big things for us is automating the customer journey to as much as possible. That how do we keep our customers engaged, right from imagining things from the time a person gives you a lead to the time the person's you're taking his NPS score, or to the cross-selling, upselling. So today we are designing journeys which are into multi-years, and even going into decades. And that's the kind of level we are getting into. Okay. Number 2 is data analytics, because I think data analytics, and that is going to be very, very important. Because at the end of the day, if you want high NPS, then you have to do for people what they really want. And you have to today, if you think of something and when you go to your laptop and you do search something, I am so amazed that it comes up. Even if you have not, and you wonder that I've not talked about it or I've not searched. But even for a more basic, but if you search for something, then you will see all your advertisements will be related to that. So point is that there is a huge amount of data. And if we want to compete globally, we have to understand that this data analytics and marketing analytics and how to bring that into our day-to-day lives is going to be very, very important for this. And the third thing is that we are trying to bring in a lot of robotic process automations so that we can deliver an X level of service, and we are able to deliver. We are not dependent on manual. Yes, people will always be required. And when you are more efficient, you can have more people, but you always need to have certain amount of reconciliation, certain amount of checks, a lot of back-end operations in an organizations where operations used to be a roadblock for you, where things would take time. So we are trying to bring in RPA there, trying to build it more efficiency. So this is on the core part. On the customer front part, obviously we have to be, mobile app first. But we also have to keep in mind that today's customer's mobile phone is cluttered. So why would he keep your app? So you have to give him a huge value proposition, and you have to solve multiple problems for him. So if you are a brand selling one product, people are not going to keep your app. Okay, at the end of the day, because there are 30, 40 brands out there. So you have to give them a sort of an holistic solution where that app serves a lot of needs for them. So that's where our thinking is going, that look, we need to be a part of serving multiple needs. We need to be a part of giving a holistic solution to the customer. So that is on the mobile first, that's our future focus on.
Thank you. Just the first three that you talked about, which is in terms of automating the customer journey, our data analytics, RPA are just exactly what a CIO ordered, right? As a doctor ordered, in a sense, for the CIO. So it's very good. And then the other side, the key thing about customer journey, and in the app, trying to kind of make it much more bigger than just one thing that you solve, one product that you give. You're saying, how can I solve many problems of the customers? And therefore, he will have your app rather than having 30 odd apps which is lying around, and that takes away. So this is very, very interesting that we should now kind of segue to one key thing that we talk about, which is leadership. So they will have the competence, they have all the wherewithal that goes with it. Now, if you're talking about leadership that transcends, beyond just technology, and you said two things already, so I won't ask you to repeat, which is sales and financials. And you said numbers, they have to understand number and sales. But is there beyond this also that they have to look at? Managing people, managing technical guys is easy. But when you raise beyond that, managing people will be a different dimension. Managing external environment will be a different dimension. So is there anything that through your journey, our journeys that you have seen, you can talk to us about how people can mold themselves on this softer or leadership front?
See, what happens is that when you're managing tech people are also the easiest and the most difficult to manage. Okay? Because they are always, they have last 2 decades, they have been always in the most demand. So you have to keep them engaged, you have to keep them happy, you have to hire the right people, you have to select the right people, you have to do your psychometric and assessments. So today, what most of the CIOs and CTOs don't realize, that they have actually learned very good core HR skills. And what I am always amazed at the way HR people are able to, adopt to the overall technology side is much better than anybody else, because they have done the very tough part. Because what is basically a good people's person's role is to not only first identify the right people he wants to bring in, then have the right selection, then give them a very clear-cut definitive target of what they are supposed to do, and then keep them engaged. Now, a typical good CTO or CIO anyway does that because he will not be able to maintain the team. And their skills in this is better than anybody else. So it is just understanding that the same thing is actually applicable everywhere else. And if you build in those processes, systems, you bring in the right people, then you can definitely do it on any aspect of the life. So I think so that's not a big challenge for the tech people. It's just that I can do it and I will do it. It's just a matter of taking that responsibility. As you have said, that there are sometimes people glamorize the fact that I'm not good at talking or I'm not good at doing this. So I think they have to go out, talk more, be a part of more panels, have that confidence of being a leader, and saying that, look, this is not for me, this is not my cup of tea, is no longer fashionable. Because today techies are not sitting in a basement corner room. They're sitting in the main boardroom, or they're sitting next to the main boardroom. So today people have to learn to talk, and in a whole organization also, you have to give your techies chance to talk, okay, chance to present and chance to talk. So you're developing that culture, you're developing that sort of a team. So what we have done is that we have put our own tech staff, even in the part of various committees. So even the junior or the middle level people are, being part of committees. They are making presentations. They are working on the overall solutions, and we are seeing amazing results there, because they are so hardworking in the sense of they get into the details. They are so updated on what is going to happen in the next 3 to 5 years or 10 years. Now, this is something that a lot of other departments don't even think of. And especially I face this challenge with my accounting team. If I was to ask them a 5-year this thing, they'll talk about normal projections. They will never talk about the kind of changes that are coming. Whereas when you talk to a tech guy, he will know. If you say what is going to happen after 5 years, he will start off, okay, tech is going to change in this is going to come, then this is, and we have to ready ourselves. So I think that mindset is actually very, very good on how to adapt to changes, how to adapt to the changing world, and how do we catch up there. So it's just a matter of giving people that opportunity. I think on HR is not a big issue for them. Accounting is also, again, you don't have to be a master of it. You just need to understand the numbers. And that happens like, when you do it first time, it will seem impossible. Second time seems impossible. And then maybe in 2-3 months, it just becomes a back of hand where you're able to understand and that numbers. If somebody else can do it, why can't I? So it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of being a part of those groups, committees, and, taking that responsibility.
Excellent. If anybody in a morning keynote session wanted a dose of vitamin for the entire audience, you just given it. you just said you have it, just now go out and perform. And I think it's a great message that you want. So if you don't mind, I want to go into the next segue where I'm kind of doing what I call as a rapid fire, in the sense that it's a one word, one sentence to express what, and some of it you may already have said, but it may summarize. In others, it may be something new. So I just say, just asking the questions like a rapid fire one. You okay? I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So what is the one thing you want from your CIO?
One thing I want from my CIO is basically customer experience.
Okay, so if we can give you that, then you're on your journey. Thank you very much. So one thing you want the CIO not to do.
I want my CIO to deliver something which is usable today. So point is that not make long things which are very long drawn out. So agile is the word to go, but I want him to make things super agile.
Super agile. Thank you very much. What is a success mantra for CIO from your point of view?
Success mantra is delivering on the customer service, customer experience. So again, I think customer experience is the main this thing. Like, look, don't do what even I asked for, but if the experience is amazing, great.
So you're not going to leave the customer experience out because you think that's the central theme, and how apt it is to this audience to understand how big a deal is that. Then, sir, what do you describe your leadership style as?
My leadership style is enabling. So I believe that if I enable my team to be able to manage better, then only then I can be a leader. Absolutely.
Enabling. What a great way to look at it. This is there are many leadership styles that they talk, and Mr. Bajaj has just now talked about an enabling leadership style. What is the next big thing in your industry vertical, sir?
So next big thing is going to be, everything is going to be connected. The open APIs is the big thing, where everything is going to be connected, everything is going to be automated, everything is going to be visible. If you want it to be. So I think that's where that you have to now start thinking of a holistic solution.
So the connected industry. Yeah, so we've heard of connected car. You're bringing the concept of a connected industry. So thank you very much. What is the last book that you have on your bedside?
The last book I have on my website is actually, I'm reading an investment book at the moment. So it's by one of the Indian investment managers, Saurabh Mukherjee. It is Diamonds in the Rough.
Okay.
It's about identifying the diamonds of the future.
Sorry,
So you got
sorry.
book,
I'm
yeah.
reading the same. I'm reading the same. So yeah, it's a very good book. Diamonds in the Dust, and maybe that's a book everyone can read in order to understand numbers a little better from what you said. If you wake up in a different profession, what will it be?
See, I'm leadership. If I wake up in a different profession, I'll be in technology.
Wow, that's a different. Favorite part of your current job?
Favorite part of my current job is looking at the NPS numbers going up.
Okay, that's fun. And name one other company and the CEO who inspires you. So it may be different. The company may be different and CEO may be different. One company and one CEO.
So right now, I think the HDFC Life CEO, Vibha, really inspires me, that how she came in from an accounting background and has totally transformed the customer experience for HDFC Life, and the kind of the awesome job that she's doing, and it's all around, like, you have heard me. So for me, my biggest thing on my mind is customer experience, and for her, she's brought an awesome customer experience to the life insurance industry. So that's someone I admire for what the person has done.
Thank you. Women of this world, here she comes, and
Yeah.
that's also, thank you for taking a women's name, because it's in the men's world. It's very important to kind of also look at this, that they're the leaders that there are in this profession.
Truly, I actually did it on merit, not men or women. But,
yeah.
We have some amazing leaders out there.
Yeah.
And I get a chance to interact with a lot of them, and it's amazing. So I think everybody has got his strengths and weaknesses, and if you just learn from the strengths of the people, don't focus on the weaknesses. Some people will spend their life talking about weaknesses of others. Just focus on strengths of people, and there's so much to learn from so many people, because a person, for him to reach that level, would have done something amazing.
Okay. But I think that's a segue as any Sanjeev ji and Mr. Bajaj, which I use both the terms. So say that you've given us amazing bit of inputs in this brief 33 minutes chat that we had. And I would like to thank on behalf of the entire team of Dynamic CIO, and also on behalf of the audience who will listen, and I'm sure they'll be delighted with what they've seen. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. It is. I absolutely enjoyed it. It helped me clarify my own mind and thought. And when you talk about something, that's the best way to learn, is to teach. So if this talk has actually added so much value to me also, because in my mind I have so many actionables that I need to take back. So I think it's been an amazing journey for me also.
Thank you.